FBI warns. Hackers are targeting U.S. airports and airlines. What you need to know. Picture this. You're at LAX Delta Terminal. It's 6 a.m. Your flight to New York takes 20 minutes. Suddenly, every screen goes black. The departure boards flicker off. Check-in kiosks freeze. Security lines halt. And then the announcement comes, "Ladies and gentlemen, we're experiencing a system-wide technical issue." But here's what they don't tell you. This isn't just a glitch. The FBI has issued an urgent warning. A notorious hacker group is systematically targeting U.S. airports and airlines, and they're getting dangerously good at it. In the next few minutes, you'll discover who these cyber criminals are, how they're infiltrating critical aviation infrastructure, and most importantly, what you can do to protect yourself when you travel. Because after what I'm about to show you, you'll never look at airport security the same way again. Let's dive in. Before we talk about who's behind these attacks, let's understand why airports are such attractive targets. Think about it. Airports aren't just buildings with runways. They're complex digital ecosystems managing passenger data, your passport info, travel history, biometric scans. Flight control systems, air traffic management, runway coordination, baggage handling, automated sorting and tracking systems. Security networks, TSA screening, surveillance cameras, financial systems, credit card processing, loyalty programs, third-party integrations, rental cars, hotels, ground transportation. Each connection point is a potential entry door for hackers. And unlike a typical business, when airport systems go down, it doesn't just cost money. It affects national security and puts thousands of travelers at risk. Here's the scary part. The group behind these attacks isn't some basement hacker collective. We're talking about Scattered Spider, the same organization that brought down Caesars Entertainment and MGM Resorts in Las Vegas, costing those companies over $100 million in damages. And now, they've set their sights on aviation. Let me introduce you to Scattered Spider, and trust me, the name fits perfectly. This isn't your typical hacker group. They're a loosely connected network of cybercriminals, primarily based in the US and UK, which makes them particularly dangerous because they understand American business culture and communication styles. What makes Scattered Spider so effective? 3 key factors. Social engineering masters. These aren't technical geniuses breaking encryption. They're psychological manipulators. They'll call your airline's help desk, impersonate an IT contractor, and convince someone to give them remote access. One phone call. That's all it takes. Insider knowledge. Many members have backgrounds in legitimate IT work. They know exactly how corporate systems are structured, what vendors airports use, and which employees have the highest level access. Patience and planning. Unlike random ransomware attacks, Scattered Spider conducts months of reconnaissance. They study their targets, identify vulnerabilities, and strike when maximum damage can be inflicted. Let's look at their track record. The MGM hack in September 2023. It started with a single 10-minute phone call to the IT help desk. The hacker impersonated an employee, got his password reset, and within hours had access to MGM's entire network. Slot machines, hotel key cards, payment systems, everything went down for over a week. Caesars Entertainment, they paid an estimated $15 million ransom just to avoid the same fate. And now, the FBI's June 2025 bulletin confirms what cybersecurity experts have been warning about. Scattered Spider is pivoting to aviation because airports represent an even bigger target, with national security implications that could force faster payouts. The FBI doesn't issue warnings lightly. When they published their June 2025 bulletin, specifically naming Scattered Spider as an active threat to U.S. airlines and airports, it sent shockwaves through the aviation industry. Here's what we know about recent incidents. WestJet Airlines, June 2025. Canadian carrier WestJet confirmed a cybersecurity incident that affected their booking systems and caused flight delays across North America. While they haven't publicly confirmed Scattered Spider's involvement, the attack patterns match perfectly. Hawaiian Airlines. June 23, 2025, Hawaiian Airlines filed an SEC disclosure confirming a data breach affecting passenger information. The company was quick to state there was no impact on flight safety. But here's what they didn't say: how much passenger data was compromised, who was behind it, and most importantly, what did the hackers want? I reached out to cybersecurity researcher, former NSA hacker turned security consultant, and he told me something chilling. The aviation industry has been living on borrowed time. These systems were built for efficiency, not security. When Scattered Spider inevitably hits a major U.S. carrier during peak travel season, we could see thousands of flights grounded simultaneously. Think about the numbers. U.S. airports handle over 2.9 million passengers daily. During peak travel periods like Thanksgiving week, that number jumps to over 3.2 million. A coordinated attack during these times wouldn't just be a cybercrime. It would be economic warfare. The FBI's warning specifically mentions Scattered Spider's evolution in tactics. They're no longer just targeting casino floors. They're studying air traffic control systems, TSA networks, and passenger manifest databases. And here's the part that should worry every frequent traveler. These attacks are getting more sophisticated, more targeted, and more damaging with each iteration. Let me walk you through exactly how this airport cyber attacks unfold, because understanding their playbook is your first line of defense. Phase 1 is reconnaissance. Hackers do not attack randomly. They spend weeks studying their target airport or airline. They research employee directories and organizational charts, third-party vendors and contractors, IT infrastructure and software systems. Recent news about system updates or changes. Phase 2 is social engineering entry point. Here's where it gets scary. They don't need to break through firewalls or crack passwords. They call the help desk. Let's assume a hacker called Mike in this scenario. Hi, this is Mike from Delta's IT support. I'm working with your Phoenix hub on a system update, but I'm having trouble accessing the baggage tracking network. Can you help me reset the admin credentials? The employee, trying to be helpful, provides access. Game over. Phase 3 is lateral movement. Once inside one system, they quietly spread through the network. Baggage systems connect to passenger databases. Passenger databases connect to payment processing. Payment processing connects to security systems. It's all interconnected. Phase 4 is data harvesting and system mapping. They spend days or weeks inside the network, copying sensitive data and understanding how critical systems work. Passenger manifests, crew schedules, maintenance records, everything is fair game. Phase 5 is the strike. When they're ready, they deploy ransomware across multiple systems simultaneously. Suddenly, airports can't. Process check-ins. Track baggage. Manage security clearances. Coordinate ground operations. Access passenger information. The ransom demand comes with a deadline. Pay within 72 hours or we leak everything, passenger data, security protocols, operational secrets, to the highest bidder. Most airports face an impossible choice: pay millions to criminals or risk compromising passenger safety and national security. Okay, I know this sounds terrifying, but here's the good news. You're not powerless. There are specific steps you can take to protect yourself and your data when you travel. Travel security checklist. Email vigilance. During the weeks before and after your trip, be extra cautious about travel-related emails. Hackers often send fake booking confirmations or flight change notifications. Always log into the airline's official website directly. Never click links in emails. Strong, unique passwords. Your frequent flyer account should have a password you don't use anywhere else. Enable two-factor authentication if available. I recommend using a password manager like Bitwarden or 1Password. Monitor your accounts. Check your bank and credit card statements weekly for 60 days after traveling. Airport data breaches often don't get discovered immediately, so fraudulent charges might appear weeks later. VPN on airport Wi-Fi. Never connect to airport Wi-Fi without a VPN. I personally use NordVPN, ExpressVPN, and Netgear Armor VPN. But any reputable service will encrypt your connection and protect your data from other travelers on the same network. App updates. Keep your airline apps updated. Security patches often fix vulnerabilities that hackers exploit. Set your phone to auto-update apps when connected to Wi-Fi. Limit information sharing. Don't post detailed travel plans on social media until after your trip. Hackers use this information for targeted phishing attacks. Backup. Payment methods, carry cash, and multiple payment cards. If airline payment systems go down, you'll still be able to buy food, ground transportation, or emergency accommodation. Sign up for airline text alerts. During cyber attacks, airlines often communicate through SMS before updating their websites or apps. This can give you critical information about delays or rebooking options. Here's the reality. Cyber attacks on airports and airlines aren't going away. If anything, they're going to get worse as our travel systems become more interconnected and hackers get more sophisticated. But knowledge is power. By understanding who these criminals are, how they operate, and what you can do to protect yourself, you're already ahead of 99% of travelers. The aviation industry needs to wake up and invest in cybersecurity before we see a catastrophic attack that grounds flights nationwide. Until then, it's up to us as travelers to stay vigilant.